is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hundreds of people gathered near the Lake Region Healthcare Facility today in Fergus Falls to show support for recently let go General Surgeon Dr. Jeffrey Horak. While it's not clear why the doctor is no longer with the hospital, many speculate it has to do with statements he made earlier this month at the Fergus Falls School Board meeting, where he spoke out against their mask mandate. People were holding up signs today with solidarity with him, saying they're against vaccine mandates and that personal choice is freedom. Rick Belinsky, a family friend of the doctor, says he shouldn't have lost his job over his statements.
We're very proud of him. For him to stand up and lose his job tells you something about the man. We're actually family friends, our friends. He's an incredible man. There's no way he should lose his job for what he has said. We've lost our freedoms.
A group of nurses provided us a statement at that protest saying we would be willing to speak up if we were not fearful that our jobs would be in jeopardy for expressing our First Amendment rights. Let's head over now to Hutch with a first look at your forecast. Hutch?
Stacy, thanks so much and good afternoon. On this Monday, we are enjoying some sunshine. It was a cool start to the day once again. Temperatures, if you're heading out and about on your Monday evening, are not too bad. We've made it into the 50s after morning readings. We're in the mid-20s in Grand Forks. In Badette, look at Bemidji. Babe, the Blue Ox, a little chilly this morning, a little frost on his nose. 22 degrees. Here's what's going on right now. Temperatures near 50 for most locations, and it's fairly quiet. We do have some high clouds showing up on many of our sky cams because we've got that big, strong and strengthening storm system that's working its way up through into the Pacific Northwest, bringing rain all the way from portions of Northern California into western Montana. For us, we're dry now, but that changes as we go through the next day and one half. More on that in a moment. Right now, here's what you can plan for in Fargo. 40s for the rest of the evening. Increasing clouds. Overnight, we're going to have increasingly gusty winds. So if you're taking that 3 a.m. walk to walk the llama, make sure you're using hairspray, and we'll talk about that chance of rain as we head towards midweek here in just a moment.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. Police are stressing the ice is not ready. Take a look at this picture. Over the weekend, the Barron County Sheriff's Department in Wisconsin posted this picture of an ice house hitched to a truck, both in a body of water. The Minnesota DNR says everyone should stay off any amount of ice until it's at least 4 inches thick. And if you're wanting to drive on the ice, wait until the ice is between 12 and 15 inches thick. 90% of wildfires in the state of Minnesota and across the nation were caused by people. The Department of Public Safety is urging Minnesotans to be careful when parking vehicles on vegetation like grass. They say burning debris like trash or leaves, using mowing or other equipment, maintaining tires and chains, and to be very careful when disposing of cigarettes. Millions of children in the U.S. could be eligible for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine as soon as next week. An FDA panel meets tomorrow to consider recommending emergency use authorization for children ages 5 to 11, followed by a CDC vote next week. Reporter Bradley Blackburn has details from New York.
Children ages 5 to 11 could start getting vaccinated against COVID-19 as soon as early November. An FDA advisory committee is meeting Tuesday to consider recommending emergency use authorization of the low-dose Pfizer vaccine.
The data look good as to the efficacy and the safety.
A review by the agency found Pfizer's pediatric vaccine is nearly 91% effective at preventing symptomatic COVID, with the benefits outweighing the risks of the most serious side effects. That includes myocarditis, a rare heart condition that's been linked to the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines in young men. The inflammation usually subsides on its own in a matter of days. The Biden administration has purchased enough vaccine for the country's 28 million children in that age bracket.
Vaccinating children will be really important for us to be able to return to normal life as we know it.
If the FDA formally signs off on the 2-dose vaccine, kids ages 5 to 11 will be able to get shots at pediatricians' offices and even schools. Mom Kaylee Becker wants her 9-year-old son vaccinated.
We're looking forward to the day that he is, so we can have a matching set of protected kids.
It could also be a game changer for holiday gatherings.
Families that seek their first shot by mid-November, that those children will be considered fully vaccinated by the winter holidays at the end of December.
Moderna says its half-dose vaccine showed a strong immune response in children ages 6 to 11. The company plans to submit data to regulators soon. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The National Institutes of Health is investing $70 million from the American Rescue Plan to help bring more high-quality at-home COVID tests to the market. The FDA has also authorized another over-the-counter rapid antigen test. Lack of access to quality health care is often a symptom of living in a rural or underserved community. To help ease the burden, Health and Human Services Secretary says his department is offering $100 million in funding. The money can be used for recruiting, paychecks, or giving healthcare workers more time off. It includes what the department calls two key flexibilities. The first is a no-cost sharing requirement, meaning states won't have to provide a specific matching amount to be awarded. The second is that states can use up to 10% of their award for administration costs to administer programs. States have until April to apply. Minneapolis officials are warning rideshare drivers to stay vigilant after they say they've identified a pattern of crime targeting Ubers and Lyfts. A citywide safety alert was issued saying rideshare operators are falling victim to crimes like armed robbery, assault, carjacking, and getting their phones stolen. The Minneapolis Police Department says since mid-August, more than 40 drivers have been targeted, 12 in the last week alone. A police spokesperson says some arrests have been made, but the trend is continuing. The city warns drivers to be extra cautious if asked to wait for a customer and to leave unpopulated areas immediately. Anyone involved with or who has witnessed a crime should call 911. President Biden's self-imposed deadline for passage of his sweeping Build Back Better legislative agenda is fast approaching, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says Democrats are close to a deal. Deborah Alfarone is on Capitol Hill with the latest outlook on the Build Back Better negotiations.
President Biden stopped off at a train maintenance station in New Jersey to sell the benefits of his Build Back Better plan.
When we make these investments, there's going to be no stopping America. We will own the future. This initiative is about betting on America, about believing in America, about believing in the American people.
Earlier, he met with pre-K students at Plainfield, New Jersey elementary school. Universal pre-K is one of the elements of his nearly $2 trillion agenda.
We wish he could stay all day.
But he has a job to do.
But he has a very important job to do. Right.
A big part of his job includes getting holdout Democratic senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin on board with the spending bill. Biden held talks with Manchin at his Delaware home over the weekend, and both sides say a deal could come this week.
We're all working in good faith. I've been talking to everybody, as you know, and I think that we've got a good understanding of each other now, better than we've ever had.
Senator Manchin says he's holding firm at only wanting to spend $1.5 trillion. That's down significantly from the original $3.5 trillion price tag.
But it's uncertain if progressive Democrats in the House will agree to the lower dollar figure. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she wants a vote on both the spending bill and the roughly $1 trillion infrastructure package this week.
Be very, very positive to get it done before the trip. Thank you.
President Biden is scheduled to take a trip to Europe Thursday, and he wants a deal done before he leaves. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Among the stops in Europe is a climate summit in Scotland. The Build Back Better plan includes climate change initiatives, which the president is hoping to tout to world leaders. Today, the Biden administration unveiled a new program to help move about 55,000 Afghan refugees from U.S. military bases into permanent homes. The Sponsor Circle program would allow groups of at least 5 individuals to apply to become a team that would help Afghan evacuees with needs, including housing, financial support, and medical services for at least 90 days. Sponsor Circle groups also need to fundraise about $2,300 for each Afghan they want to welcome to their community. The Moorhead Police Department collected more than 80 pounds of unused medications on the DEA's Drug Take-Back Day. The goal is to prevent drug addiction and overdose deaths. Police say the medications will be properly disposed of so people don't have the opportunity to misuse them. If you weren't able to make it to the drop-off event, you can drop off medications anytime in the lobby of the Moorhead Law Enforcement Center. Minnesota's congressional delegation is working to honor Prince. They want to award the superstar with the Congressional Gold Medal, citing his indelible mark on Minnesota and American culture. The medal is one of the nation's highest civilian honors. Prince died in 2016. The legislation for Prince is led by U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar, a Democrat who represents Minneapolis, and Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar, who represents the state. Still ahead on Valley News Live at 4, an appendectomy is a common procedure. We take a look at some new guidelines that could help people avoid the surgery.
And as we head toward midweek, big changes are in the offing, and the weather today changed quite a bit. We showed you earlier how cold it was in Bemidji this morning, and it's near 50 there now. Hour by hour details on those changes, including clouds, wind, and even rain in your Tuesday planner next.